Whether you're a novice or an experienced marksman, Sheepdog can educate and train you and your family in proper firearm safety. Become a member today by joining online at sheepdog-firearms.com. Sheepdog Firearms, open now at 5900 Deerfoot Parkway in Trussville.
This hour of The Blitz is brought to you by Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Online at FlemingHSV.com. Welcome to the evolution of sports radio.
You see, in this industry, just like in life, everything evolves.
Call 256-576-4977 to make your audible for The Blitz.
That man is playing Galaga. Thought we wouldn't notice, but we did.
It's the Afternoon Blitz. Here are your hosts, Smokey, Captain Cool, and the Bandi Man.
How you like me now? 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 Remember the time.
Hello and welcome into a Madhouse Monday. Here in No Man's Land, welcome to the Afternoon Blitz on the Tennessee Valley Blitz Sports Radio Network. Guys, it's good to be home. It's good to be stinking back in this studio. I'm so excited for today's show. It's going to be a great one. I'm your host, Captain Cool.
Oh my goodness, it's Captain Cool!
Someone lose a grenade.
That's right. Make sure you guys find us online at theblitzsportsradio.com, on Facebook at The Blitz Sports Radio, and on Twitter at @TheBlitz_sports. And while you're at it, make sure you guys follow us on Twitch and YouTube at WZZN TV for more than just sports talk, because I shaved my face yet again. And, yeah, I look like a little baby back here, but, you know, it's whatever, because I got big boy things to talk about today. That's right. If you want to join in on any of the conversations today or make an audible, call us at 256-576-4977. And this first hour is presented by Fleming Roofing and Restoration, where these guys, they show up. They really do. They do a great job at what they do. And, again, they show up. I mean, what else could I say? I mean, if that didn't sell you on them, I mean, I don't know what you're doing, okay? They'll be there when you need them, okay? You're live hanging with the coolest crew in sports radio. To my left, the Bandi Man. Oh, yeah.
There they go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's another Monday after an eventful college football weekend.
Oh, yeah. Don't not just college, all right? We had NFL football, too. I don't know if you were on the couch as long as I was watching all the teams go down, because I had to keep up with my fantasy football team, and let me tell you, it got a little close at sometimes.
Yeah, I was watching the games whenever I could, and yeah, just keeping track of my players as I was getting absolutely destroyed in fantasy by your dad.
Hey, it's okay, because it was his birthday yesterday, so he deserves a little week one dub. And yeah, it wasn't the only dub that he got yesterday, because the Browns got the dub against Panthers, and it was just a wonderful game. Let me tell you guys. Had my finger on the trigger the entire time, getting ready to jump out of my seat and be so happy. It was a wonderful time. But we'll get into more of that later, because we got to introduce the guy behind the glass spinning the tracks. It's good to be back. I'm talking about Smokey Mike Concho. What's up, Smokey?
Smokey! Hello, boys.
Hey.
Hello.
God, it is nice to have you two actually back in and a little more organized.
Yeah. It's definitely good to be able to see your face and like tell you the cues, you know, because before we were going at it blind, all right? What was that?
That was you.
That was me?
That was you.
That was you?
I didn't do that.
You.
Some noise, but no.
Wait. I know who it was.
Beep boop. What is that? I'm going crazy.
That's a new sound I found.
Oh, okay, so it's just like that. Okay.
So it's not like this?
I had to Google this team to make sure that they were even real. I was really confused because Appalachia is definitely not a state.
It is not. That is not a state.
But sure enough, I found them, and they're located deep, and I mean deep in the backwoods. Just like you would think any hillbilly college that names themselves the Mountaineers.
I imagine this was before the game.
I just hope that these guys can get here tomorrow all right, because I know for a fact that half of their football team can barely even read the name on their jerseys, let alone read a map.
Wow.
It's a shame that the only 2 brain cells that all these guys have left are going to get knocked out by our wrecking crew defense tomorrow.
Oh, it sure got knocked out by that
Yo.
record defense. By the way, that thank goodness for recordings and making recordings happen, because now that audio and that video has been taken off of Twitter because A&M is butthurt.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no, I can't. I love how during the entire time you hear the applause just get quieter and quieter.
Wow.
Yeah, how long are we gonna keep going with this?
That Midnight Yell guy is completely just, oh my god, he's so cringe, it's unbelievable.
Oh, jeez.
Unhinged.
That
Well,
that
you know, if you bring a Midnight Yell guy like that, you deserve to lose to Appalachian State, just like Jimbo did.
See, I didn't even know that's what you were talking about before the show, about a video that was taken down and all that stuff, and there's no audio of it anywhere. But I'm glad you got it, because holy crap, they lost.
They lost.
They did lose.
That was ugly. I mean, I'm sitting here losing my mind with Tennessee and Pitt, which was a hell of a victory by the Balls.
Great
by the
game.
way.
Great game.
But yeah, I had to flip over once I started seeing Appy State 14, Texas A&M 7. It was like, oh my God. And had to check on our boy that does the recruiting blitz from 9 to 10 here on the blitz, on Mr. Drew DeArmond, because he absolutely is in love with Jimbo Fisher, if you haven't heard him before.
Oh my gosh, I bet he had a heyday today. All right, I bet he had a heyday.
He only said Dirt Neck 3 times on our sister station.
Only 3?
97.7 The Zone.
Wow.
I thought the over under would have been like 7.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, they put Tom put the over under at 7, but
Wow.
what a glorious weekend of football it was in both the collegiate and pro. ACLs are getting torn right now, which we're getting reports of all the injury statuses going on with the NFL, as Kyle Fuller has torn his ACL of the Ravens, cornerback. Defensive end of the Philadelphia Eagles, Derek Barnett, has torn his ACL. They're still waiting on TJ Watt's diagnosis with his pectoral that could be sidelining him for months. But other than that, the action was fantastic, and you can follow us on Twitter if you want to follow us with the action. I'm at Rose Scholar, the captain's at CPT Cool 420, and Bandi is at B Lowry 2016, which, Bandi, you had a hell of a time Saturday, didn't you?
Oh, I loved it. But what was bad, because I was in here making sure that the Army game went well as well. And the Army UTSA game, that went down to the wire.
As we thought it would, honestly. After watching the game footage for UTSA, I honestly thought it would be more of a blowout on which I don't want to say, because, you know, we do have Army on our thing, but, like, they looked really good, okay, against Houston. And then seeing them play up against the Army, they looked just as good. And Army surprised me. I mean, they are slowly getting better throughout, you know, these few games that they've played so far. But, like, I feel like Army's about to break away with a win. They're going to be good. They're going to be solid, okay. But UTSA, on the other hand, they're going to have a great year yet again, and I don't see them losing really that many other matchups, you know?
Army losing 41-38 in overtime against UTSA, but they do have Villanova this week, so that should be a W over at Mikey Stadium.
Let's hope.
Yeah. But moving on, while I was monitoring that game, I had no way to simultaneously watch the Alabama game. Like, I couldn't watch like an actual footage of it, so I just pulled up ESPN on my phone and just followed the game cast that was going on. And as soon as I saw we were driving downfield, it was just Bryce Young to Jahmyr Gibbs, Bryce Young. And then Will Riker coming out, I'm like, oh, he's got to make this.
No, watching it like that, like, I was on the edge of my seat the entire game, because I was just looking forward to the Browns opening, okay? I wanted to see the Browns play. I wasn't really expecting too much from Texas, but once I sat down in that seat and I was like, okay, Alabama's got a good little lead going right now, okay? And then Texas just really started going. And then I was like, oh, no, this is actually going to be a game. And I was like, okay, you know what? After halftime, I think that, you know, Alabama's going to do the typical pull away, you know, and they're going to be fine. They never did that. And I was scared the entire game. The last thing I was thinking about at this point was the Browns playing against the Panthers, Baker Mayfield losing and all that stuff.
Well, God, we just probably shouldn't play Texas anymore, at least not regularly.
No.
No, because when was the last time we played Texas?
2009, whenever we beat them in the national championship, BCS.
Well, kind of ironic how starting quarterbacks both go down with
Yep.
shoulder
Colt
injuries.
No, I was about to bring that up. What happened to Colt McCoy? Went down halfway? Was it early in the first?
Second.
It was right before halftime, really. But no, that game was just as insane as this one. But no, I think these matchups against outer conference teams that are actually difficult, like Texas, Ohio State. I'm talking about maybe even. I would say, maybe one day UTSA, just because they're on they're on our mind right now. But it's like those teams, like sometimes they deserve to be, playing up against teams like Alabama. And it's not because I want to see these teams get destroyed. It's because I want to see the worth of some of these teams when they play a high class team that we all know nationwide. They're a brand, that everybody knows in each household as the best team or one of the best teams in college football. But I want to see them play some of these smaller teams. We saw plenty of upsets this weekend that nobody would have guessed would happen. All right, the Fun Belt, exactly. The Sun Belt is known for having just low-tier teams. Like MTSU used to be a part of it, and I used to go to plenty of those games. And I was just like, they're hardly real college games. Nowadays, we got teams like App State, we got Marshall. We got Georgia, Georgia Southern?
Georgia Southern, yeah.
Just insane performances by these teams. And it made me so happy because it's like college football is usually just one-sided affair. But seeing it the way it was this weekend, it made me just love it so much more.
Georgia Southern getting coaches fired around here as we've got our first casualty of the NCAA football season as Nebraska decided not to wait till October 1st and pay less money to Scott Frost if they canned him then. They decided to can him and pay an extra $7.5 million. Nebraska needs to understand something that ball fans understood a good while back. The program ain't where it used to be.
No.
It's not as prestigious as it used to be. You can't get your pick of the litter. You have to come and you got to take what you can get as the best opportunity. And right now, it looks like with Tennessee, Josh Heupel has been the best opportunity for the Volunteers. As I don't remember the last time a road non-conference top 20 victory for the Volunteers happened, but it did in overtime. Hendon Hooker, two touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Tennessee's defense just demolishing quarterbacks left and right. I mean, both quarterbacks for Pitt, Slovis and Patty. Yeah, it was Patty.
Slovis.
But Slovis gets knocked out because of they had over 25 hurries and pressures on the quarterback during the game. And, I just have to bring this up because we want to talk about coincidences since with Alabama and Texas. The last time Tennessee played Florida and was ranked higher and it was a 2:30 game on CBS, Vols won that game. It was also on September 24th. Which will be on September 24th this year. I am ready for Florida.
Okay.
Yeah. No, Smokey, I'm not going to lie to you. As much as I'm saying this as I'm saying this as an Alabama fan. As much as we have kind of poked fun at y'all in the past, Tennessee now scares me as a program.
Oh,
okay.
Because here's why. In the recent years, now that they've gotten that elite level offense to where they can just power opponents that are just clearly worse than them.
I don't know what you saw in the third quarter against Pitt, but that was downright ugly.
Yeah, it was. But also, Pitt's a really good team. They are
a top 25 team.
Yes, they are a good team. But I'm saying, when Tennessee, they're like a Big Ten team in the SEC.
What?
Because they're. What do you mean?
Continue, Bailey. I want to hear this. All right, we're having an actual discussion right here.
Because I think Tennessee's biggest strength is their offense.
Where in the hell Big Ten you got that coming?
Yeah, that one got me a little bit too.
Because they're not known for their defense.
You know what I think of Big Ten football?
I get it now.
I think of Iowa.
Iowa? Ooh. See, when I think of Big Ten football,
Iowa game this time. Did anybody catch the Cyhawk game?
I decided not to watch Iowa at all for the rest of the year after what they did.
Would you like to know how many points total was in that Cyhawk game?
Please.
Iowa via Iowa State?
Tell me.
17.
What the heck is going on?
Iowa State won 10-7.
Oh, jeez.
Where did that stereotype go? Where it was just like it was nothing but high-powered offense, but no defense.
That was Big 12, not Big 10.
Okay, never mind. Okay, so I got it mixed up.
It's all right because it's scattered throughout the college world.
I was off by 2 teams.
Scattered throughout the college
by
world.
2 teams. You got a Big Ten team, or Big Ten conference that has 14 teams that originally had 11 teams.
That's what messes everybody up. All right, I don't even know what's a conference anymore. But no, I agree with Bandi. I will say Tennessee has a stellar offense right now. Hendon Hooker is playing great. I will say. Okay, he is a little scary. When it comes to Alabama going up against Tennessee, on the other hand, I don't know if they're in the same class. I think Tennessee is definitely in the top 5 when it comes to good teams in the SEC. But I don't know if you can really pass a few of these teams because it does turn into like this wall, all right? Texas A&M was kind of in that top 3 wall, okay? They're not anymore. Okay, we're going to say that. Georgia and Alabama, which Alabama did have a tough game against Texas, which surprised all of us, okay? Those 2 teams are those 2 teams that are solid and on a different level altogether because of recruiting, because of coaching, all of that stuff. Josh Heupel, doing a great job at Tennessee. I don't think Tennessee will be that much of a threat against Alabama this year, but I think moving
That's
forward.
your own personal opinion.
And it is Captain Cool's personal opinion, okay, I will say. I think the game will be a little bit more exciting than last year. But there are still a lot of lacking positions and lacking spots at Tennessee that make me a little worried. I mean, if Pitt played Alabama, if Pitt played Auburn, I don't know if that's going to be the same game. I feel like Alabama or Auburn will have a better game against Pitt. Okay.
Well, Auburn struggled royally with San Jose State.
They did.
But I just want to go with this right here with the Vols. September 24th is the most important game right now. Nothing behind it or in front of it or anything. It's Florida, and after Florida, I will talk more about maybe Vols and Bama, but it'll be LSU after that. But Florida, speaking of that, Mr. Dark Horse Heisman candidate.
Dark Horse Heisman candidate Anthony Richardson.
I still believe.
You still believe. Ooh, that was ugly. Mark Stoops he's got Florida's number now. I mean, it used to be Kentucky would get pounded by a drum against Florida, and now the last 2 have gone Kentucky's way, and I believe 3 out of the last 4 have gone Kentucky's way.
Jeez.
I mean, this is what we call having someone downloaded. Like, you know what they're going to do. You know how they're going to play against you. So you know how to counter it.
Well,
I mean, and that worked because in the first half, I mean, Florida was pretty much up on Kentucky the whole game until the end of the first half, and then Kentucky just absolutely shut them out.
Yeah, I will say the performance by Anthony Richardson really will stunt his Heisman story, but I think I'm still all for it. All right, okay. He's only a sophomore. He's a young buck. All right. A young Gator.
So now you're pushing back and not making it this year, but any time.
Is this his training arc?
This is just him getting to the end of his story, okay? He had 2 interceptions against Kentucky. He did not look too good. He didn't look as, flexible as he did against Utah, but I think he still has that pizzazz. I just think Kentucky's a real contender now, okay? I'd rather play Tennessee than I'd want to play Kentucky, if I'm being honest. I want to see Kentucky against Tennessee. That would be a stellar game. But you know what? We got to worry about Tennessee versus Florida, which will also be a very close game because both of these teams' offenses can be stellar, okay? Florida's defense might be a little bit better, but we'll see. We will see. Let's wait and watch.
I'm sorry. I've scrolled the timeline, making sure we don't have any breaking news. And we got to transfer a little bit and talk about the NFL, too. And
of course.
Speaking of the NFL,
if
you guys just, while I set this up a little bit, you guys just take a look at Leonard Fournette's Twitter account, _Fournette, and we'll set this up. But anyway, first and foremost, the Dallas Cowboys, America's team, is yet trash again.
Yes, sir.
Who'd have thought?
19-3, they got completely shut out. Dak Prescott, I mean, let's at least get the Week 1 Sunday night out of the way. No more Cowboys on national television.
Please.
Except for Turkey Day. You know what? I'd rather see the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
Hey, Cleveland Browns being 1-0. But one thing that really impressed me with Tampa Bay last night, granted, Tom Brady did Tom Brady things that's after 7 o'clock, which means that wasn't too good. If you know Brady's history in primetime games, it's not exactly the most stellar after he turned 40. But Micah Parsons got pretty much shut down with Tampa Bay, or going up against Tampa Bay. Dallas's defense looked not too well, but granted 5 field goals. That was at least the win for the Cowboys defense. The Cowboys offense was complete and utter garbage. I don't know what the heck was going on with that. But Leonard Fournette with a hell of a block on Micah Parsons with that 50-yard pass to Julio in the end of the second quarter.
Spectacular.
Which leads me to you
Spectacular.
guys is looking up Leonard Fournette's Twitter account and his response to Micah Parsons as he called Lenny a
straight. We're thinking.
I mean, we're streaming, but I don't think we're gonna go that far.
We'll stay a straight cat.
A straight cat, yeah. Okay, straight cat. Stop hyping this weak ass. It's football, all right? He says he's complaining because it was a blind side hit, okay? Which it is football. It happens, okay? And then you know what? I think it's hilarious. You wanna do the honors of what he did?
Well, Leonard Fournette. In response to it, has the sad Jordan crying face.
In the rain. In the rain. What are you going to do, you know?
Oh, man.
Why even comment on this stuff? I mean, he was commenting on PFF's Twitter, too, where he's just like, he must have been scrolling after the game and just like saw this and got that upset the way he had to just like start clicking buttons, start typing stuff. It wasn't even, Leonard Fournette wasn't even trying to say anything, all right? He went after him, and then Leonard Fournette was just like, I'm a boss. And it was just like, picture, no words, that's it. I'm worried about next week's game.
Okay, now I want to propose something that I want to now just absolutely want to make a real thing.
Okay.
Whenever these athletes have beef like this,
yeah.
I'm thinking back, did you see the Le'Veon Bell, Adrian Peterson fight?
Dude, that was awesome. Okay. I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah. Now, here's what happens. Whenever these celebrities have beef, why not just settle it in a boxing match?
Yeah. Who would win in that match? Leonard Fournette.
You would say, like, honestly, if we talked about that Bell and Peterson matchup beforehand, like if we would have been discussing it
we didn't hype it up at all.
I bet you 2 out of 3 of us would have had AP winning that fight.
Hell yeah, dude. He's so quick with that bald head. He can just fly through.
But Le'Veon got him with that right.
I know.
He caught him really good.
I haven't seen that much falling from AP since Brett Favre was on the team.
He was rubber legged like anything.
It was a perfect knockout too. But I was a little sad that my childhood hero went down to a guy that I hate. So yeah, that's just how it is.
Like, could you imagine if that entire beef between Patrick Beverley and Russell Westbrook was just settled by a boxing match?
I don't know, man. I don't know if the NFL would even allow that. Their players getting in danger like that. Maybe on the offseason? I don't know.
Well, the NFL allows, well, it's all based on the teams too, but, I mean, Gronk did WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah, he did do that.
Yeah, but
he was employed.
Was that when he was kind of like on the edge, though? He was like, maybe I'm going to retire, maybe I'm not.
Yeah, like.
That might have been around, I don't know.
Like when Tom Brady was trying to, like, goad him back?
I don't think so. I believe that was 2019 off the top of my head.
Okay. That might be around when he was about to leave. I think. I don't know. He tried to retire like 4 times, so. Because he didn't want to go to the Lions. That was always a great story. He retired and then came back because he was just like, I ain't going to the Lions. I'm going to go. I've retired. And then he was like, oh, I'm going to go to play with Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. He came back.
Down in Florida.
It's crazy stuff.
Well, anyway, let's just go on over to the NFL and a little bit of winners and losers, which, Captain Cool, I know who's your big winner of the week.
Cleveland Browns! I was gonna say let's go over to the next segment of this cool segment and we'll talk about all this jazz.
All right, so you want to do a little break and then we go what's cool with Captain Cool and discuss the NFL?
Why not? That's all I was gonna do, baby. NFL football's in full swing. Let's go.
It's the geometry teacher who mans the ticket window.
It's the kid in grade school who paints her face blue and white before every home game.
It's the accountants and salesmen and store managers who give up their Friday evenings to referee.
It's the graduate who listens to the league championship game on the internet.
It's the parent who sells ads in the school athletic program.
It's the cashier at the corner convenience store who wears school colors on every game day.
It's the trainers, equipment managers, and ball boys who never miss a practice.
What makes high school sports here in Alabama so special? They do.
You do.
We all do.
High school sports. It's the we that every community needs. This message presented by the Alabama High School Athletic Association and the Alabama High School Athletic Directors and Coaches Association.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
You're bringing your daughter to her favorite pop star's concert. Do you A, wear earplugs?
Isn't this fun, Dad?
I'll have a soft pretzel.
B, remember the moment with matching concert t-shirts.
That's going to be $180.
Or we can just take a photo.
C, show her how you used to do concerts.
We're going crowd surfing.
I can't. It's too heavy. Oh my God. Oh.
Or D, just roll with it.
Woo! Justin! Look at us! We're over here!
Justin! OMG! He just looked. I love you, Justin! I love you!
When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers. But that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
The tech show's on this month. You know, I was thinking of looking at home security systems.
Oh, cool. I'll go with you. We're looking for more home security ideas, too. That's why I called Budget Blinds.
Budget Blinds?
Look at this.
A remote for the blinds.
Yep, motorized.
Okay, well, that's beyond cool. I love it. But what does it have to do with home security?
Oh, they also come with a timer. The blinds and drapes open themselves in the morning, close in the evening.
Oh, so it looks like somebody's home even when you're not.
Exactly, and I saved a bunch of money. Sally saved a bunch of money.
Ha, but you'll take the credit.
Yeah.
My brother, the tech genius.
Thanks, man.
Now, give me that remote.
Budget Blinds motorized window coverings are the ultimate in luxury, and during the Luxury Within Reach event, they're even more affordable. The more you buy, the more you save, with savings up to $2,000. Hurry and call 855-BUDGET-BLINDS now before this offer ends, or go online to budgetblinds.com. Don't miss out. Call 855-BUDGET-BLINDS now. Offer good on select products at participating independently owned and operated franchises. Restrictions may apply. Ask for details.
This hour of The Blitz is brought to you by Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Online at FlemingHSV.com.
Hello, and welcome back to this Mad Monday here in the No Man's Land. You're listening to the Afternoon Blitz on the Tennessee Valley Blitz Sports Radio Network. If you guys want to jump in on any of the conversations today or make a complete audible, call us at 256-576-4977. Make sure you guys are following us on Twitter and Facebook. Twitter at the Blitz_sports and Facebook at the Blitz Sports Radio. Oh, we got a humongous show to talk about. We brought the energy in this first segment, and we're going to continue with the energy in the second segment. And then throughout the whole rest of the show, because it's an exciting day here in No Man's Land. And we got Monday Night Football tonight, which is going to be absolutely bonkers. Probably not, with the Broncos going up against Russell Wilson's former team, the Seahawks, which hopefully Russell Wilson can get that dub so then he can make it 31 teams he has beaten. That's something Joe Flacco has not done. And he won't do it, and he probably won't do it for the rest of his career, which sucks. But you know what? He couldn't play against the Ravens. It really stinks, though. He's got to be on the Jets, and he can't really have a chance in the first place. Jets aren't really a solid team to begin with, but, you know, it's whatever. It's just Joe Flacco doing Joe Flacco things. You know, his career's kind of been over since 2012. But, you know, at least he's got a Super Bowl under that belt. To the left of me, the Bandi man. To the right of me, behind the glass, keeping us on the airways, the Smokey. And guys, we got plenty of stuff to talk about. Obviously, Coach Frost got destroyed. He got canned. He's done for. Same with Texas A&M. They're done for. They just stink. Notre Dame stinks. You know who else stinks? Nebraska stinks so bad. It's such a smell. Such a disgusting smell. Auburn's pretty bad, too. Golly, we learned a lot about teams. Texas is pretty good. I've learned that. I'm not going to sleep on them anymore. I'm going to actually keep an eye on them. We got a little bit of great football when it comes to the NFL. It was a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. Also, a happy birthday to Tom Abraham. It was his birthday yesterday. And he said, the funniest thing I have to say, he said, if the Browns lose this game, it's going to be the worst birthday ever. And my other brother said, well, what about 9/11, 21 years ago? What about that? And he was like, okay, maybe the second worst birthday ever. Yeah, because 9/11, you know, it was yesterday, but, you know, remembering all that stuff's great. But But, guys, it's time to get into what's cool, so let's do it.
It's getting hot in here.
So hot in here.
That's a
spicy meatball.
So it's time to cool down with Captain Cool.
You know what cool is?
What?
You're looking at.
That's right. All right, like I was saying, Texas faced off against Alabama. It was a very close matchup. We're going to talk more about that at 3 with Steven Smith with Touchdown Alabama. Going to be very excited to talk about that stuff with him because, you know what, I know he knows a lot about Alabama because that's kind of his job. And, yeah, I want to talk about that game because, holy crap, it was a scary one. I haven't had to worry that much for an Alabama game since the national championship last year. Whew, doesn't feel that long ago. Scott Frost got the boot at Nebraska after a 1-2 start this year, losing to not only Northwestern, but Georgia Southern. Oh, my. It's not a good start for them.
I would say Nebraska is a loser.
I think they're a loser. And you know what? They're going to be an even bigger loser because, you know what? They fired their head coach at the wrong time because next week they're going up against number 6 Oklahoma. Ooh! They're actually playing a good team next week.
And Scott Frost could not care less.
I know, he's just done. He's just like, gosh.
Did you see that video of him sliding down the rails, though, at Nebraska?
What?
No, he, slid down one of the rails at the steps to one of the school buildings.
Yeah?
So I just imagine he's just sliding down that rail like, I'm out of here. I got my buyout. If y'all just fired me like a couple weeks earlier, you wouldn't have had to pay me so much.
Jeez. That's funny. Sucks, though. Scott Frost, you know what? He had some hopes. They just didn't last too long. Okay. We had a lot of excitement in week 1 of the NFL. Teams showing out, teams showing up, and then some teams sucking absolute eggs. Okay. We're going to talk about a little bit more of that. Dak Prescott's going to be out for a few weeks to a few months. Sucks for him. I think he's got, hand surgery? Jeez.
Yep.
Yeah.
There goes my second string quarterback.
It's all right. You get that third string.
And the fourth.
And the fourth. Why do you get so many quarterbacks, big guy? And then before we get into all the NFL talk, because I really want to get into that NFL talk, I watched a Netflix show yesterday, guys. And it really opened up my fourth eye, okay? I watched Wild Babies.
What?
Wild Babies. Wild Babies, yeah. And it's an animal documentary, okay? And it is one of the most insane that I have ever seen, okay? I watched it with my girlfriend, and I was, hyping it up. I was just like, yeah, these anime documentaries, I used to watch them all the time. They're super great and super amazing. I haven't watched one in a long time. So in 2022, watching these things, I couldn't tell if this stuff was real or fake. Like, the animals. I witnessed a sea lion giving birth. And it was, it was in the most HD, 4K, everything was so high definition. I saw it all, and I just couldn't look away because I was just like, dang, this is beautiful. Is this what I get to look forward to when my wife gives birth? I'm like, she's going to look like a sea lion giving birth.
So it looks
Excuse me?
Yikes.
I'd hope not, but still.
So it looks like, yep, it is live. So episodes filmed in locations like South Africa, Costa Rica, and South Carolina.
It took me, I haven't gotten to the second episode yet, but the first episode was all about a sea lion giving birth, and then the sea lion, the little baby sea lion, was kind of left. I think it's called a pup or something. It was left behind because the mom had to go back out to sea, and do all her hunting and all that stuff. So the other guy was kind of left alone. And I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was the camera, just the movements of these animals and stuff like that, or just the commentary that went perfectly with the animals doing whatever they were doing. It showed the mom caring for the little baby and stuff. This stuff just I don't know why, but I could not believe it. I was stuck in the middle. I was just I want to believe this, but then there was this elephant getting taken away by a current, and I was just holy crap. I'm what's gonna happen? And then it was perfectly saved. It was saved, and it moved on and lived a great life, I guess. I don't know. I've only watched the first episode. But if you guys watch this, tell me what you guys think about it. It's called Wild Babies on Netflix. It came out in April of this year.
And I'm watching a trailer for it right now.
It's insane.
This looks adorable.
I will check it out later, but
yeah.
Wife and I, we watched Love and Thunder over the weekend on Disney Plus.
Okay, that sounds pretty cool. I will say.
It was a solid film. It tied up some loose ends, but it didn't really do anything in the long term MCU aspect, unlike these upcoming movies are going to be doing.
Yeah. I haven't watched it yet, but I've heard a lot of good things. I've heard a lot of average things. You know, it's just one of those movies that came out, that people are excited for. And
it's no Ragnarok.
No.
No.
It's tough. It's tough to beat.
It's hard to beat that.
But I'm serious, though. Watch the first episode of Wild Babies. Tell me if it's just, like, what you guys think about it, because the movements got me. They threw me off, because it reminded me of the movements that I saw in, like, The Lion King, where they tried to make it realistic and all that stuff, the CGI Lion King. I was just like, when I watched that, I was like, oh, this is so fake, like there's some stuff that's pretty nice. The hair looks nice. But I'm like, did they just make an animal documentary about CGI animals? Is that what they did? And I'm just like missing out? Like, what's going on? But I don't know. I guess it's real. Bandi confirmed it. I confirmed it yesterday while I was watching it because I had to. I couldn't keep watching it without knowing if this was real or fake because I want to believe, in birth and all that stuff and how animals treat their kids, but I just didn't know. Let's talk about some football. I had a wonderful weekend. That's a great transition. I had a wonderful weekend, by the way. Obviously, Alabama won against Texas. That one was a little scary. But I wasn't done with my close games, all right? Because there's a new hero in Cleveland in the form of a kicker, a rookie kicker. His name is Cade Big Leg York out of LSU.
Did you just put the big leg in there?
I don't think anybody's used it yet, but I'm going to use it because holy crap, this guy's stellar. I got to get him on fantasy now.
Your dad picked him up in the last pick of our draft.
Oh, well, he made a great choice. I don't know if he had him in. He must have because he beat Bandi.
Because it was the only kicker that he got.
He beat Bandi like 155 to like 116, but Bandi's not done yet.
I still have my kicker.
He still has his kicker, so hopefully he's got a Cade Big Leg York.
He doesn't have Justin Tucker, so
or Justin Tucker, yeah, no, yeah. But the Browns ended up winning a game, okay. And I said this, guys, okay. Baker Mayfield's first pass as a Panther in the regular season was batted down. I told everybody that Panthers fans are going to learn quick. This man's short. This man cannot throw over these lines, and that's why he throws over so many wide receivers.
He is a tiny man.
I think he's great when it comes to athletic, abilities. I think he's pretty smart dude. Sometimes he can't win a game in the end, but he's a pretty smart guy. But he's just short, and he cannot throw over these guys. But Cade York got the win. He kicked a field goal. It was a 58-yard field goal with 8 seconds left on the clock. I've never seen the big dog so happy in my life. We jumped up. We were just like so joyous. We had the whole family with us. It was a great time. It was a great birthday for him. So I'm glad the Browns could win the win.
Instead of Big Leg York, honestly, I think he should be called the Hook with the way that kick hooked like anything.
No, yeah. I was just like looking at it, and I saw it start curving. I was like, it's in. Danny was yelling in my ear. He's like, it's not going in. I was like, I believe. And it went in, and I was so happy.
How you think that thing turned like a good 15 yards the way that it hooked?
I'd say probably like around 10. I'd say around 10 because 15 would be pretty insane. But it was a good little curve. It was a perfect curve. So Cade York knows what he's doing.
Okay. And yeah, he could have hit that from 70.
So do y'all do that like when there's a game-time field goal on the like a game-winning field goal on the line for your team? Do you watch the field goal or no?
I watch that field goal.
You watch it?
I watch.
Oh,
I watch it, and sometimes I fall down in pain and misery.
You're talking? The Browns kicked. The Browns had a chance.
Excuse me.
Let me continue. The Browns had a chance at beating the Ravens a few years ago, where they kicked the ball and they did a straight-up Alabama versus Auburn, where they kicked. And it was a kick 6. And you know what? I lost all of my feelings. I lost all emotion. I just stood there and was like, this can't be real.
Now you know how it feels.
Oh.
Twice it's happened.
My favorite NFL team is the Bears.
Hey.
Oh, yeah.
Doink.
Well, yeah, the doink. Yeah, I could find
Not
it.
just one doink. 2 doinks. And then 3 doinks.
Bonk, bonk. I can see why it's hard.
Parkey, the doinker.
Yeah. We had him on our team, too. The Browns.
After the Bears released.
But, see, I can't watch it. That's just a superstition of mine. I just can't watch the field goal because of all these Alabama kickers letting me down in the past.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of kickers being let down, that whole witching hour slate on Red Zone was just an absolute amazing thing to watch. I mean, Boswell for Pittsburgh, when he hit that doink in overtime, I was like, when it hits flush on a post and you could hear it ringing over the TV mic and throughout the stadium, it's like, oh.
Boom. It does that. Boom. Boom. and everybody hears it's such an impactful hit. But yeah, the Browns finally win a season opener since 2004.
Were you born then?
Yes, I was born then. Come on.
How old were you?
4. So I didn't even watch it. But that was against the Steelers. And then talking about home or like away openers, it's been like since the 90s, since 1994, I think. I don't know. It's around that time, maybe 97.
Oof.
Yeah.
Dang, not even I was around.
Yeah. So it was a long time ago. And also, there were 4 batted passes for Baker Mayfield. Yeah, that's right. I was correct. He also threw an interception and was sacked before he scored a touchdown. And he did everything he was pretty much the same as the Browns, Baker Mayfield. And he also lost the game as he was pretty much playing for the Browns because he lost the game for the Browns. No, I'm joking. He actually came back a little bit, but he didn't do too well, I will say.
Speaking of kickers and NFL kickers.
Yeah.
Oof. That game 2 hours north of us was that was something to behold. I don't know how in the hell that clock management within that final minute for the Tennessee Titans was just unbelievable to watch. And Ryan Tannehill had a hell of a dime before they had to call their final timeout because of that issue that the play clock was about to run out. But if you take your final timeout, you handcuff yourself with 18 seconds left to go. They tried to set it up for Randy Bullock to get a field goal, and then he missed it wide left. I mean, the NFL kicking situation yesterday was not fully ideal if it was a game tying or game winning situation, unless you were a New Orleans Saint fan.
Or Cleveland Browns, 4 for 4, baby.
Yeah. I mean, they came back from 13-0 at halftime?
Who are we talking about? The Saints?
The Giants.
Oh, the Giants? Oh, yeah, they were down, what was it?
Yeah, they were down 13-0 and came back with Saquon doing Saquon things
Heck
again.
yeah. Good to see that, though. Good to see that. Whereas Derrick Henry held in check. He was held in check.
They didn't do anything with him. Like,
I know.
You're Tennessee, and you're the offensive coordinator, and you look at this godly beast of a man, and you say at 3rd and 1, yeah, I'm going to run a revert, or I'm going to run an end around with the tight end.
I don't see. How do you? I don't know. It's like, how do you look at the absolute titan that is Derrick Henry and go, you know what?
The king.
Ryan Tannehill passed the ball. We're going to run a play action.
Take it easy, guys. Henry had 21 attempts, okay? All right. And only got 82 yards. So this might say something for the line of Tennessee Titans, okay?
All right. The chat is gone.
The chat's gone.
I could talk about this.
You can talk about it.
Falcons doing Falcons things.
Exactly. I had this in the script. It came up. They lost yet another one after being up by so much. This time against the Saints. This happens every year. Sometimes in the Super Bowl.
I wonder how it is to be an Atlanta Falcon fan.
It's probably a little worse than a Cleveland Browns fan.
Because you actually have more hope?
We have a little bit more hope. I feel like every season we actually could go to the playoffs and win. Whereas Atlanta, you go into the season and you're thinking, first off, we don't have Matt Ryan anymore. So who the hell is going to lead us? Marcus Mariota didn't do too bad, actually.
No.
I will say, he did surprisingly well. But you can't beat Tyson Hill. You can't. He was running all over that Falcons defense, and he did a great job. He even had a 57-yard run that led into a touchdown that was very clutch for the Saints. Okay. Let's talk about that a little bit.
You just can't underestimate the duo that is Jameis Winston and Jarvis Landry.
Well, Jameis was having a little issue of the equivalent of his elbows going on through.
You have to tell me about that. What was going on with Jameis Will?
That was the interview I played.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. You're meaning, yeah.
Or his little thing with it. You know, your elbows are kind of like your knees.
We're all
your shoulders
symmetrical.
and your hips.
We're symmetrical, yeah. We're very
Yes,
symmetrical.
we're all symmetrical.
Jeez.
Jameis, I'm just trying to find out where it hurts.
So, yeah, the biggest loser that always is, the Falcons, is the biggest loser, at least for now, okay, until we get into the other games. Because the 49ers lost to the Bears in a messy matchup. Okay, messy.
Yes, that was really sloppy,
Yep.
messy. Justin Fields with a couple of nice touchdown passes that went to Imaquius. I think that's how the pronunciation
Something like that.
Speaking of that, how about the St. Brown brothers scoring touchdowns within 3 minutes of each other?
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty dope. Pretty cool. It's the NFL.
They made a big deal on it with Red Zone yesterday, and I got to ask, I know you and I, Captain Cool, we've discussed this, but Bandi, we're going to bring you. Is there any other way that you should be watching an NFL Sunday besides Red Zone?
We can talk about this because this has always been a big deal for me. All right,
It's 7 hours non-commercial.
It is awesome.
I've actually only used Red Zone a handful of times, but
Really?
I will say the times that I actually have just sat down at a friend's house and watched football through Red Zone has been some of the best pro football I've watched.
Okay.
Because it's like you said, it's 7 hours, no commercials, and it just cuts between each game.
It's your remote. You don't even have to
Exactly.
get the damn remote.
So
it's like someone took a timeout. Oh, I'll just go to a different game.
So the thing with Red Zone that I never liked, because when I was younger, we had Red Zone after having, just like NFL Sunday Ticket. We had Red Zone, and I was just like waiting for the Browns plays because I didn't care about any of the others. Nowadays, with playing fantasy and all that stuff and actually enjoying watching some of these other teams, having to keep up with a lot of them, Red Zone's perfect, okay? Because I can just find the Browns and some stream, illegally. That's just how it is. It's just how you got to do it, okay, if you got Xfinity. Sorry, NFL. Don't come at me, please. But yeah, we watched the Browns game, and then whenever we couldn't, we were turning it to the Red Zone channel and had a wonderful time watching that.
Yeah, well, I mean, Red Zone is just a fantasy player's dream.
Yeah, you get to see a lot of good stuff on that, but we're not gonna go into that a little bit more. Now we got 2 losers though in one game, and we're not talking about the tie that happened because that was just something else.
How about that? The AFC South with no teams with a win.
I think it's hilarious. The freaking Colts and the Texans are it's a crap fest there. It is crap fest.
How do you come out with no wins and 2 of your teams play each other?
Oh my god!
Ties. But after your 2 losers, I've got a loser as well for the weekend.
Okay, well, let me tell you, the 2 losers that I'm looking at right now are the Steelers and the Bengals because I have no idea what the heck is going on in that game. Okay, Joe Burrow, what do you throw, like 4 interceptions, or was it just 4? I wish I had the Steelers defense in because they were stellar until they weren't.
Since he turned the ball over 5 times in that game.
Gosh, wow.
And it had to go to overtime, which tells you, what does it tell you more about, the Steelers or the Bengals?
It had to go to the end of overtime as well. It almost was the second tie of the day. Okay. And with those missed field goals, I didn't know who the heck was going to win this game. Okay. Bengals were missing field goals. Steelers missed field goals. It's just gross. It was just a gross game. And I think who does this really talk to? The Bengals. The Bengals, I don't know what the heck's going on with Joe Burrow. Maybe he'll get it. He still had 338 yards with 2 touchdowns, okay? But that beginning of the game was so gross and so just unpredictable. We couldn't have thought about it because the Steelers are they're like the least favorite to win the AFC the AFC North. Okay, yes. But the Steelers managed to pull out a win, and you know what? I'm happy because the Bengals are the better team, at least on paper. And I just want to see the Bengals being last at least once or twice this year.
You and your Browns fandom.
Yeah, sorry guys, it's a little biased. It's a little biased.
A little biased.
Hey, I'm happy that the Packers are 0-1 and look like complete garbage.
They did last year too. They looked worse last year on week 1. Okay.
Ooh.
I'm kind of sad. I wish the Eagles had started 0-1. I kind of wish Detroit had pulled it out, but I don't know. I also can't hate on Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, it was a good game. It really went down to the wire for whatever reason because the Eagles had that game in the bag, and then they were like, "Here, Lions, you can score a few touchdowns if you'd like." Just consistently, a little consistent. Who the heck is calling me? Spam. Yeah, it's one of those days though. All NFL, all college football talk. That's just the cool segment. I'm sorry. No interesting chess finger breaking stories that happened weeks ago.
Well, I got a loser that is a little off of football that's going to be off the wall, and you're going to be like, "What the hell is going on?"
Go
here?
for it.
Elevators are losers for the weekend.
Elevators?
Why
elevators?
As Anna Kendrick got stuck in an elevator in Canada with her entourage and had to get rescued by some lovely Canadian firefighters.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
As she was debuting her new movie, Alice Darling. But, if I could be trapped in an elevator with Anna Kendrick, I wouldn't hate it. I would actually enjoy it.
I feel like she is the biggest loser. Because it's not the elevator's fault. It's her fault.
How is it her fault?
She was in the wrong elevator at the wrong time. Just how it is.
But she was making jokes about it the whole time. And did a little Instagram feed and all that. And, Anna Kendrick would be one of my top 5. So
really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cute and humorous is big for the smoke right here.
Nice. Well, I'm going to throw some respect on it. I don't even know who she is, so let me...
You don't know Anna Kendrick?
Have you seen Pitch Perfect?
Have you seen Mike and Dave's
Oh,
wedding?
we're talking about her. Yeah. Okay. I'd say she's probably top 15. No, you know what? I don't think about her too much. She's in some goofy movies.
In some goofy movies.
She's all right. She's all right.
Anyway, we're going to pay some bills, and then we're going to set you up for the top of the hour, which we've got Stephen Smith, not Stephen A. Smith, Stephen M. Smith of Touchdown Alabama, as we're going to go over this Texas game and find out or figure out what the highs are, what the lows are, and what Bama's going to have go on with the spam.
They left me a voicemail. Why are they doing this? This is the second call today.
The second call today, is it about trying to buy your house?
No, one of them's about tax. This one's about, what does it say?
You got the visual voicemail? You got the
Yeah.
one that does voice?
Quintus. Who's this? Who's Quintus? Where'd my phone? Who let my phone out?
I can honestly say I've never met anyone named Quintus.
I've never met Quinton. We got to go to break, guys. This is the Afternoon Blitz. We'll be back.
The Blitz has been called. This hour of the Blitz is brought to you by Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Online at FlemingHSV.com. You want the right specialist for your recovery. At SportsMed Orthopedic Surgery and Spine Center, we understand every body is different. Your muscles and bones are unique, as is your body. Our SportsMed specialists offer innovative treatments and minimally invasive procedures, allowing you to quickly return to the life you love. Locations in Huntsville, Madison, Athens, and Decatur, and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com. Improving performance, improving lives.
In 1982, Bob Baumhauer introduced Alabama to the Buffalo Wild Wing, and quite frankly, we've never been the same. Back then, it was Wings and Things in Tuscaloosa, but now, 40 years later, after 4 name changes, Baumhauer's Victory Grill is the #1 sports-themed restaurant in the state. Bob's Alabama Hot Chicken is something that has to be tried to believe, plus the new Bam Bam Chicken and the Louisiana-style Go Fish, a whitefish over rice topped with shrimp etouffee. And Baumhauer's is fighting inflation with some new affordable favorites. Visit Baumhauer's on the South Parkway today.
TOC Sports has been there for you. Now, you're probably asking yourself, what does that mean? It means for more than 20 years, Alabama's largest orthopedic group has been there providing coverage and care to more schools and student athletes in the Tennessee Valley than any other group. It means whether you are the star football player, the all-region volleyball ace, or someone who hurt their knee in a weekend pickup basketball game, TOC Sports physicians are proud to have the opportunity to care for all your orthopedic needs. It means for parents, coaches, athletes, desk jockeys, or even weekend warriors, TOC Sports physicians continue to meet and exceed the orthopedic and sports medicine needs of our community. But most importantly, during these challenging times, we're here for you now and will continue to be here. So as long as there are players on the field, games to be played, and contests to be won, the orthopedic specialists from TOC Sports will be ready to help. We don't know what the future holds, but you can count on the TOC Sports team to stay committed to you so you can stay in the game. Call 256-539-2728 today and ask to see a TOC Sports physician. Check them out online, also Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Tom Abraham here for my friend Brian Hamaker and his team at North Alabama Mortgage. Look, buying a home is the biggest purchase you will make in your life, and it can be a bit intimidating, so you want people that can help walk you through the mortgage process and get you the best deal possible. That's what North Alabama Mortgage does, and they do it in Alabama, Tennessee, and Florida, from first-time purchases to refis, conventional, VA, FHA, and USDA loans. They have the solution at North Alabama Mortgage. Visit NorthAlabamaMortgage.com to learn more. That's NorthAlabamaMortgage.com.
This hour of the Blitz is brought to you by Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Online at FlemingHSV.com. The Blitz has been called.
And welcome back, everyone, to the Afternoon Blitz here on the Tennessee Valley Blitz Sports Network. I'm your host, the Bandi Man, a.k.a. Bailey Lowry, joined by Captain Cool on my right, John Abraham.
Yo.
And keeping us on the air, our always reliable producer, Smokey Mike Huncho.
I need a drink.
It's not Thirsty Thursday yet.
Not yet.
Or Tipsy Tuesday.
Well, I need to win $1 million then.
Or Whiskey Wednesday.
Is that what we're gonna call it?
I like Whiskey Wednesday.
Every single okay. Now every day can't be okay about drinking alcohol. All right?
Margarita Mondays.
Margarita Monday.
Wow.
Mojito Monday.
Fireball Friday.
Hey.
Oh no.
All right, we may have 1 week where we're just all drunk, destroyed on
Mad Dog 2020 Mondays.
Mad Dog.
You guys don't know about that, do you?
No, I don't.
Oh, you haven't lived until you have the Mad Dog 2020.
Is that like an alcohol drink?
Mad Dog. I'm gonna look this up.
I'm gonna look at it first.
God. Oh boy.
You're hyping this way too much for me to not look this up.
You know what I'm hyping up? I'm hyping up one of the cheapest things that you could possibly get. It's like a wild Irish rose type thing, to where it's where the extra, like, you got the like maybe $2 worth of change back in the day. The only thing you could get was either Wild Irish Rose or Mad Dog 2020. That is straight up the most disgusting stuff, and it'll give you the worst hangover in the morning.
No, I have seen these. Yeah, I've seen these at gas stations, and
yeah, that's where you get them.
No. I want to tell you the thing that was for. I want to say fraternity pledgeship year, like freshman year. It was the big thing in 2016 was Four Loko. And that was before they had reduced the alcohol content in that.
Oh, jeez. That was illegal back then.
I don't know. Four Loko, I can... Ugh.
You could set it ablaze. And
there was only one time that I craved Four Loko, and that was after a shift at Burger King. It was like 11 o'clock, and I grabbed one. And I was just like, this is wonderful. And now, I hate Four Lokos so much. I have one that's like 5-6 years old, just like sitting up in my collection.
That, like, Everclear?
Everclear's the best.
No.
Everclear, you set that up with some Jello shots or something like that.
And then you just spit fire all over them. That's exactly what you got to do.
That is a spicy meatball.
It's a spicy meatball. Ugh, I can taste it in the back of my throat.
And Rumplemint. Can't stand Rumplemint.
Hey, but bootleggers, that's a good sweet drink that'll get you going.
Oh.
Yes, sir?
Anyway, the music has kicked in, and we are done talking about alcoholic beverages
for now.
Right now. That is it for us for hour number 1. Hour number 2, Stephen M. Smith of Touchdown Alabama will join us to talk about the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Nice.
And where do we go from Texas? You are listening to the Afternoon Blitz.
Do you have discomfort in your legs? Varicose veins can affect not only how your legs look, but how they feel. Symptoms of varicose veins include pain, swelling, aching, heaviness, and fatigue. Dr. Tracy Lowry of Best Vein Care of Huntsville can diagnose and treat your varicose veins with the latest minimally invasive techniques. Diagnosis and treatment is covered by most insurances. Call 256-715-7151 to schedule your free screening. Go to bestveincarehuntsville.com.
This is Wes Neighbors with Philip with Eagle Insulation, and we have an announcement to make.
Yes, Wes, we are now Eagle Masonry and Insulation. Still a place to call for your installation needs, but now we offer masonry services.
What kind of masonry projects can you handle?
Wes, no job is too big, no job is too small. We can do renovations, new construction, outdoor fireplaces, fire pits, brick landscape borders.
Well, when you came out to my house, you did both the insulation and masonry at the same time. You guys did rock for me, you did brick for me, and you insulated my house. That's usually done at the same time that you're building a house.
Absolutely. It really capitalizes on two services you need at the same time, and you can get one company to handle both of those.
Philip with Eagle Insulation will come out, do your installation. He'll do your masonry. They do a great job. They guarantee your work. Check out more online at insulatedwitheagle.com and schedule your free examination today. 256-755-1556.
Thanks, Wes.
Tom Luganbill here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
What's better than Valley Equipment Rental? 2 Valley Equipment Rentals, and that's just what we have now. The original on the South Memorial Parkway between Drake and Airport Road, and their second location on North Memorial Parkway just north of Winchester Road. Valley Equipment is locally owned and has more skid steers, excavators, and lifts than anyone in the area, plus all the small tools that you need to get the job done like a pro. And if you are a pro, you need to check out the new North location now because Valley Equipment has what you need. Learn more at valleyequipmentrents.com.
This is Wes Neighbors talking to Chris Haygood of Bob Wallace Appliance. Chris, what sets you apart from other appliance dealerships?
Wes, these appliances are going into the most used room in your house, your kitchen. The way we have these appliances displayed, it's easy for you to visualize how they'll look in your home. Wes, what sets us apart is the people. They're well trained. In fact, they live and breathe these appliances. And if you need service, you'll really appreciate our parts department.
Contact Bob Wallace Appliance at 256-533-2121.
This hour of the Blitz is brought to you by Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Online at FlemingHSV.com. Welcome to the evolution of sports radio.
You see, in this industry, just like in life, everything evolves.
Call 256-576-4977 to make your audible for the Blitz.
That man is playing Galaga. Thought we wouldn't notice, but we did.
It's the Afternoon Blitz. Here are your hosts, Smokey, Captain Cool, and the Bandi Man.
How you like me now? How you like me now?
Hour number 2 is live with the Afternoon Blitz here on the Tennessee Valley Blitz. 256-576-4977 is the phone number to get into the program, but not right now.
No.
Not on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline, because we have somebody on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline who does a fantastic job. Longtime reporter and the senior reporter over at Touchdown Alabama, and the host of, in my own words, a fantastic podcast that goes around. He is one Mr. Stephen M. Smith. Stephen, good afternoon. How are you, sir?
Doing fantastic. Nick Saban and Bama got a little scare against Steve Sarkisian in Texas, but I'm doing okay.
It was a little bit of a scare, and we need to go over that first before we get to Nick Saban's revenge tour coming up this week. But Texas, what was it about Texas that really gave Bama's offense a lot of fits? Because besides that Jace McClellan run, it seemed like that it was not easy at all for this Bama offense to be moving.
Well, first and foremost, the crowd noise down there at DKR, Texas Memorial Stadium, was insane. I mean, there was not an empty seat in the house. Sarkisian talked about that. This is a Texas fan base that's been wondering for a long time, are we back? Are we relevant? Are we among the great powers of college football again? And the fans let the Alabama offense hear it. They let the Bama defense hear it. They let Nick Saban hear it. So the crowd noise played a factor. But I think also Texas's defense was a lot better than what most people give them credit for. DeMarvion Overshown played well. The entire Texas front played well. Pressured Bryce Young 7 times. Got sacked twice. And I even look at the Texas secondary, though it's a young group. The Alabama receivers could not get open. They couldn't get off press. They couldn't get off man. They couldn't get off zone. The poor guys couldn't catch a cold out there as the Texas defensive backs were kind of locking them down until the fourth quarter. So I attribute that to the crowd noise played a huge factor, but I think that Texas defense was a lot better than what most gave them credit for.
Right. I mean, the Texas defense not only really did do a good job of getting the pass rush off on Bryce Young, but kind of like you said, keeping a lock on the wide receivers. But do you think them really having a hard time getting open, do you think that issue could go away just the more experience they get in these future games?
I think it does. think it does. You definitely want to run your routes cleanly and be able to separate with your routes, but then also, Alabama's got a couple of receivers banged up and hurt. JoJo Earl, who was looked at to be a potential starter in this receiver room, he got hurt in preseason camp with a foot fracture. He was out 6 to 8 weeks. He could be back more than likely the first week of October against Arkansas. And then Tyler Harrell, the elite speedster, transferred from Louisville. Alabama fans are like, okay, here's a guy that's a Jamison Williams type that can take the top off the defense with his speed. Whereas Coach Saban mentioned he had a slight foot issue in preseason camp also. So by the first week of October, hopefully, Alabama can have both Earl and Harrell back, which would give you that speed that you really need to stretch that field.
And you think moving forward, do you think the Alabama Crimson Tide offense is going to kind of lean more on that running game, or do you think they're going to keep trying to get those reps for those wide receivers out there?
I think it all comes down to what does Bill O'Brien want to do. Because I know a lot of the fans are like, you need to be able to run the ball. You got all these running backs. You need to feature them more, get them out there more. But it seems like, Bill O'Brien looks at Bryce Young and goes, I got a very special quarterback here, and I want to enhance him as much as I possibly can. And as much as we love to see the big playmaking ability of Bryce Young, we all do, but there's got to be some balance here, and that's the main focus that Saban's trying to get these next 2 weeks against Louisiana Monroe and Vanderbilt, is how do we find that balance before the big SEC slate happens with Arkansas on October 1st. So I think once Alabama achieves that balance, that's the big thing.
Stephen M. Smith of Touchdown Alabama on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. You can follow him on Twitter at CoachingMSmith. And, Stephen, I got to ask this honest question right here, and this is not going to be a knock on Tua, on Mac, or any other quarterback of the Nick Saban era, but if it was any other quarterback other than Bryce Young, does Texas win that game?
That's a good question. And to be honest, as much as I like Tua, and I do, I think Bryce is the only one that could win this game. Because it's just, Bryce puts you in a situation, it's almost like the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. It's like the Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers. If they have the ball last, there is all the confidence in the world. It doesn't matter what the situation is. If Patrick Mahomes has that ball last, the Chiefs feel like Patty Ice got the ball, he's going to win. If Aaron Rodgers has that ball last, Green Bay is like, we're going to win this football game because 12 got the ball. It's the same thing with Alabama. It's 9. Bryce Young, we got the ball last. It don't matter if we're winning. It don't matter if Bama's losing. It doesn't matter if the game's tied. Bryce has the ball last. Something big time is about to happen. We saw it last year in the Iron Bowl against Auburn, and you're down 10-3, and Bryce has the ball last. And in that ruckus environment, that kid's smiling in a ruckus environment and leads to a comeback, game-tying touchdown drive and put the game in overtime. And we see the same thing again where Texas is up by 2. You got to have it, and Bryce makes it happen.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think Bryce, honestly, if he's not the best, he's definitely one of the best playmaking quarterbacks we've had on the offensive side of the Alabama football. But it's just that kind of versatility that, I mean, the way he can move on his feet to just create plays from nothing and just seemingly extend yards. Where do you think, just going forward, I'm kind of stretching far into the future here, but after Bryce Young has left Alabama, could you see the offense possibly changing to a more run style?
It could, and it depends on who wins the quarterback job between Jalen Milroe and Ty Simpson and the other guys Alabama could potentially bring in, like an Eli Holstein or a Dylan Larnigan. Whoever wins that job would dictate a lot of that. If Jalen Milroe was to win the job, I can see more of a running style, absolutely, because he is a truck-em, run-the-ball type of quarterback, though he does possess a strong arm. if Ty Simpson was to win the job, then I can see it still being more of a passing style because he's more of that athletic, but he can pepper the ball in. He can fit the ball in some tight windows. Kind of got that Brett Favre gunslinger type of mindset. So it would depend on between Jalen Milroe or Ty Simpson who would win the job next season that would dictate what would Alabama's offense look like.
That's exciting to even think about, honestly. But last Texas question I want to talk about. What do you think the score would be if this was at Alabama instead of in Austin, Texas, against the Longhorns? I'm talking about maybe next year whenever Texas has to come in and get a little taste of that Alabama fan base.
Whoo-wee. Steve Sarkisian would have another recruiting class in. Oh man, I still could see it being tight. Now, I don't think it'll be. I don't think it'd be 1 point win tight. But I think if Alabama wins, it wouldn't be a blowout. Alabama would get it by 7.
Stephen M. Smith of Touchdown Alabama on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. And one last thing for me before we move on to Louisiana Monroe and more through the season for Alabama. But it's like we haven't discussed the one thing that's painfully obvious and not part of a Nick Saban team, and that is 15 penalties, 10 of them being on the defensive side of the ball.
Didn't forget
about
that.
Some of these look very correctable, and some were just based off of pure emotion. How badly do you think those players got chewed out today in practice by Nick Saban? Because that was probably the most non-Saban-like team that I have seen in the penalty department in the time that Nick Saban's been in Tuscaloosa.
Forget practice. They got chewed out in the locker room after the game. Forget practice. That chewing started right there in the locker room after the game. That chewing continued onto the plane. That chewing continued when the plane landed back in Tuscaloosa. Those guys have been getting chewed out way before today. I think today begins the toughest parts of practice because now Saban gets to take those 15 penalties and think, okay, how can I get the most of my guys' attention from these 15 penalties from practice this week? I think that starts today. But as far as getting the butt chewed out, that happened the moment the clock hit 000 down there in Austin.
Ass chewings, the complete ass chewings.
Oh, yeah. Especially after that clip of one of the players doing horns down to Texas.
Jeez.
That
didn't help out at all.
No.
No, it did not.
He probably did not hear the end of it all the way under the plane.
And I saw another video where it was other players going up to the crowd and all that stuff. Were doing the exact same thing, and I was just like, what are these guys going to learn? Like, their coach is Nick Saban. He is going to see this film, and he is going to say something about it, and he's not going to be happy.
Oh, absolutely. So the guys that were doing it immediately afterwards, Coach Saban is running on the field, chewing them out, and then it's like, okay, the guys that didn't get chewed out, they think, okay, maybe we got away with it, and they go to the crowd. So obviously somebody got that back to Saban, so they didn't got chewed out. All I'm saying is it's hot here now in Tuscaloosa right now. So I feel for these guys in practice today. They may not get a water bottle. They may not get a hose. They may not get a sprinkler machine. It's going to be heck for them.
They're going to get that dirty practice water.
Dirty practice water. Stephen M. Smith on Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline with us. And now going from Alabama and going from Texas and moving forward, we got a revenge game for Nick Saban.
Hardly, but
it is a revenge
Continue.
game.
It's 100% a revenge game.
The last time Louisiana Monroe was in Tuscaloosa, Saban lost this game. He holds grudges like anything. But anyway, so UL Monroe comes in. Granted, I'm having fun with this whole revenge tour and all that. But what is, besides fixing the penalties, what are going to be some of the main things that we need to see from Alabama in order to see improvement on the field?
Number one, guys, is get the 5 offensive linemen that you trust and just roll with them. I know Alabama likes to have depth and mix and match the guards and the tackles, but get the 5 guys you know you can trust and start that continuity with these 5 guys because you got to be able to man block. Now, Alabama's been able to zone block down pretty decently the first 2 games, but you got to be able to put a man on a man, drive people off the ball, put somebody on the butt. So this run blocking, especially with this offensive line, has got to improve to where you're getting the 3 and 4 and 5 yards per carry that you want. But it starts off with getting 5 guys and sticking with them. And then number 2, the defensive secondary, primarily the corner position. Where is Eli Ricks? That's the question that fans want to know. Where is he? A young man from LSU, knockdown defensive back. This was once a all-SEC freshman type of player performer in 2020. Can we see this young man on the field? Definitely want to see this cornerback battle play out to where we can get the 2 guys that need to start to be starters. So for me, offensive line where the run game is concerned and getting the 2 starting corners settled.
All right. This is probably my last question for you. Looking ahead, does Texas A&M have any leg to stand on going into Tuscaloosa on October 8th?
Well, after getting beat by Appalachian State, I'm not sure. I mean, after you get beat by App State and you bring in the number 1 recruiting class, and you still get beat by App State, which I don't understand why people are still scheduling those guys. I mean, they beat Michigan back in 2007. They gave North Carolina problems. Why are we doing this?
Same with Tennessee, week 1 a few years ago, too.
Oh, yeah, that overtime game.
In Tennessee, and the Butch Jones there, absolutely. I don't understand why in the world they're being put on the schedule. But Jimbo's got some explaining to do.
I just love the tweet that I saw that, I believe it was like the App State Barstool thing that was like, thanks for the $1.4 million.
Jeez.
Sweet money.
Sweet money. And then my final question, next week they're playing UL Monroe, which Jake Coker beat them, in 2015, all right? So this isn't too much of a revenge tour, but, I mean, it is a team that has beaten them.
I'm trying to do something to spice this game up
It makes it spicy. It makes it spicy, but, I mean, Alabama's always had kind of a, it hasn't been as a shutout of a game as, you'd think with UL Monroe. I mean, last time it was 34-0. But in these next 2 games, one against UL Monroe, the next against Vandy, do you think Alabama's kind of looking forward to that Vandy game a little bit more than the UL Monroe? Because Vandy, I mean, they're not looking bad. They lost to Wake Forest yesterday or 2 days ago, but Wake Forest, they're not a bad team. Okay, is it a game that they're looking at a little bit more than the UL Monroe game, or are they playing it 1 game at a time?
I think after today, they're playing it 1 game at a time.
Okay.
Because Saban does not like penalties. The most of his tenure was 15. He came at us as reporters kind of snippy a bit today. So I'll just say that they are looking at UL Monroe like, let's not tick Coach off again. Let's just get through Monroe, get through Bandi when we get to them, and then get to this SEC slate. Now, I was there in 2007 with the loss, so I was there, so I greatly remember that. Not one of my fondest memories, but this Bama team was like, let's just get through Monroe.
All right.
We had 15 penalties and Saban's ticked off in us.
Let's not pull a Jimbo.
So it's Warhawk Hate Week. That's what I like to hear, guys.
Did the Coke bottle make it through the press conference today?
Look, the Coke bottle made it, but I thought the Coke bottle was going to get yelled at. They get horns down, too.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, it's Steven. I got one final question on this one, and this is looking ahead, unlike what Saban's going to be doing, obviously, but we've got a 3-game stretch for the Alabama Crimson Tide, which looked a whole lot better than what it did previous to this past weekend. Well, I take that back. A&M losing, but Tennessee winning. This, whatever. The 10-8 will be a complete blowout, it looks like now. Saban's just going to destroy Jimbo. But between those 2 road games in that 3-game stretch at Arkansas and at Tennessee, which one is probably going to be more problematic for Alabama?
That's a good question.
Yes.
And I would say at Tennessee, because of just how sneaky good Josh Heupel's been recruiting. Hendon Hooker's a really good quarterback, I like Cedric Tillman at receiver. They got a defense that figured some stuff out. I think on the road at Neyland Stadium, that could be a sneak trap game. That's going to be a sneaky good matchup.
Stephen Smith from Touchdown Alabama has been our guest on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. You could follow him on Twitter at CoachingMSmith. And, Stephen, let the people know where else they could catch you on the interwebs.
They can also catch me on Facebook. That's Stephen Smith there. Stephen M. Smith there on Facebook. Stephen M. Smith there. The Twitter is much more fun than the Facebook. The Facebook is just pictures of me and family and trying to keep it together with me and family. So the Twitter is much more fun.
Stephen, much appreciate the time, sir, and we'll be reaching out to you in the future for bringing you on with some more Bama coverage.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, David. Thank you. Jeez. Hey.
He brought the entertainment for that one.
Hey,
that was great.
Let me tell you guys, all right, this is going to scare you a little bit, but UL Monroe, okay, is on track to win this game because the first time they played back in 2006, Alabama destroyed them 41-7, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
2007, Monroe won 21-14, and then skip a bunch of years, all right? 2015, Alabama won 34-0. Guys, you hearing what I'm telling you? This is a trend going on. UL Monroe is going to win this next game only because that's just how it is. That's how the numbers work.
I'd like to say we got a lot better between 2015 and now. Well, actually, Smokey, now that I think about it, how good our teams were pretty dang good back then.
Yeah, we were always good. It's the real question is how good is UL Monroe this year? Okay, that's what we're looking at. All right.
Well, UL Monroe, the Fighting Terry Bowdens.
The Fighting Terry.
They're not bad. Okay. They got destroyed by Texas. All right.
Texas.
It was 52-10.
Okay.
Then
Yeah,
this
we
week.
actually have a common opponent, and we're in week 3.
Oh yeah, this week. Okay. They won 35-7 against Nicole State, which is where Cooper Kupp went to school. So I mean,
look at you with that.
And then we're moving forward into this week, where I'm thinking. Let's put down the score real quick before we go on to break, and then we go on to the Bandi show. Okay,
The
so
Bandi show.
I'm gonna say the Bandi
You
show.
sound like your old man when you say it like that.
Sorry, all right.
Like, yeah, we're just gonna go.
We're gonna cut to the Bandi show.
Dabble
We're
a little
gonna go
bit.
to the Bandi show, not the play-by-play.
Sprinkle a little bit of
Bandi
the Tom Abraham show into this, but no, I think Alabama. Okay, if we're being realistic here, Alabama. I'm thinking it's gonna score. I'm thinking they're going to put up around 35, and I think which that I'm just going to be realistic, okay? And I think Monroe, I think they're going to put up 7. I'm going to be honest. I think they're going to put up maybe a touchdown. But Bandi, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking like 58-3.
Dang, you think they're going to beat them worse than how they beat Utah State?
Probably.
Okay. You sleeping on these Warhawks? All right, Warhawk hate week. What about you?
I sleep because they make no noise.
Well, what is a warhawk actually? So, like, that's the real question.
It's a hawk.
It's just a hawk?
That is ready for war.
So it's like one of those messenger hawks.
It's a hawk ready for war.
All
That's
right.
what a war hawk is.
All right, well, okay, Smokey, enough. Okay, what's your score prediction? Go. Number 2, Alabama versus LA Monroe, unranked.
Hold on. I'm checking spread.
Okay. You're checking the spread? Oh, geez. We just threw it out there, dude.
I'm checking the spread. I mean, I want to say at least that if they could cover or not. By the way, why in the hell is the Mississippi State-Arizona one still on Vegas Insider? That's not cool.
Cool.
By the way, Mississippi State covered again in their Pac-12 After Dark.
Okay.
Against Mississippi State is a very quiet 2-0 right now, which is pretty intriguing. Oklahoma's a 12-point favorite right now over Nebraska. That's way too low, in my opinion.
Okay, what's the spread on the Alabama game?
Hold on, I'm getting to it. Georgia's a 24.5 points favorite against South Carolina. I don't want to
makes
touch
sense.
that. Notre Dame's a 10.5 point favorite against Cal. That might be something to look at.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
Cal's going to cover.
Notre Dame always adjusts to the worst teams in the league, and then they play just as bad as them, if not worse.
Our game day matchup of the week since Jimbo decided to lose to the Mountaineers. Game day is in Boone because of the Happy State beating Texas A&M. But Appy State's a 12.5-point favorite over Troy, led by former Grissom High standout John Summerall.
Let's go.
Auburn's a 3.5-point dog to Penn State right now. Ole Miss 15.5. Can I get all right? There we go. 48.5.
Wow.
48.5.
Bama covers.
They were 20 against
Bama covers.
They were 20 against Texas, all right, and you know what happened there. So I think they'll beat them by 20-something points, but I don't think 40 is gonna happen.
It's 50.
We'll see. We'll see.
By the way, your Tennessee Volunteers is a 47.5-point favorite against Akron.
Did you just talking like third person?
Your Tennessee Volunteers, but
your Cleveland Browns playing the Jets this week.
Hey guys, in the Alabama area, your Utah Jazz play.
Bandi, you just need to do that when we have NBA season.
Yeah, you just need to be like, all right, everybody, our Utah Jazz are favored to win. Let's go. You're listening
Did you see what our Utah Jazz just did last night?
Everybody's fan favorite. I don't know anybody who plays on the team. Who's that one guy is not on the team now?
Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell. You're Donovan Mitchell. Scored 30 points last night. Great job. Everybody clap. All right, you guys are listening to the After Blue Bits.
This is Wes Neighbors with Philip with Eagle Insulation, and we have an announcement to make.
Yes, Wes, we are now Eagle Masonry and Insulation. Still a place to call for your insulation needs, but now we offer masonry services.
What kind of masonry projects can you handle?
Wes, no job is too big, no job is too small. We can do renovations, new construction, outdoor fireplaces, fire pits, brick landscape borders.
Well, when you came out to my house, you did both the insulation and masonry at the same time. You guys did rock for me, you did brick for me, and you insulated my house. That's usually done at the same time that you're building a house.
Absolutely. It really capitalizes on two services you need at the same time, and you can get one company to handle both of those.
Philip with Eagle Insulation will come out, do your installation. He'll do your masonry. They do a great job. They guarantee your work. Check out more online at insulatedwitheagle.com and schedule your free examination today. 256-755-1556.
Thanks, Wes.
I'm a firefighter.
A teacher.
I'm a farmer. I'm a barber.
A waitress. A mom. We're all part of your community. Every day we move in and out of each other's busy lives.
It's easy to take for granted all the little moments that make up our everyday.
Some are good, others not so much.
But that's life. It's when you experience a moment of uncertainty. Something or someone's behavior that doesn't seem quite right.
These are the moments to take a pause.
Because if something doesn't feel right, it's probably not.
It's not about paranoia
or being afraid.
It's about standing up and protecting our communities.
One detail at a time.
Because a lot of little details can become a pattern.
We
trust our instincts.
Just like you should.
Because only you know what's not supposed to be in your everyday.
So protect your everyday.
If you see something suspicious, say something to local authorities.
Are you in the market for a recreational vehicle? Do you want to get out and see more of this beautiful country? Well, imagine hearing the laughter of your little ones enjoying gooey s'mores by a cozy campfire and making lasting memories with your friends and family from the comfort of a new camper. We can make your dreams come true at Hall's RV. With over 15 years in the camping business, we know how to get our customers into the perfect camper. We have several models and floor plans here for you to choose from, both new and used. We're family owned and operated with fantastic deals and great service. Everyone wants to work with people they can trust, so come on down to Hall's RV and get the deal of a lifetime. We'll treat you right and get you on the road in the camper of your dreams. Visit us on Highway 431 in Albertville. Hall's RVs, where we sell fun. Or see us on the web at www.hallsrvsales.com.
Renowned sports artist Daniel A. Moore has teamed with master sculptor David Grieco to create Finish, the first in a line of limited edition bronzes. See the artist's work on Finish now at newlifeart.com. Finish captures Kenyon Drake's dive into the end zone after his 95-yard kickoff return in the 2016 National Championship game. Available in 3 sizes with the artist and Kenyon Drake signatures cast into each piece. Pre-casting prices are available at newlifeart.com. Hurry, this offer won't last long.
Hooked on a feeling. I'm
And welcome back, everyone, to the Afternoon Blitz here on the Tennessee Valley Blitz Sports Network. I'm your host, the Bandi Man, a.k.a. Bailey Lowry, joined on my right by Captain Cool John Abraham.
Yo.
And our always reliable producer, Smokey Mike Huncho.
This cord is annoying as hell.
This cord?
This cord that I'm having to deal with.
But it's a nice new headset.
Oh, I thought you said...
It is a nice new headset, but when the cord is like 20 foot long and I need it for like 4 foot, it's too much.
Oh, I thought you said Discord.
Not Discord.
But Discord is also going to be annoying.
Discord, though.
Yeah, Discord, THIS cord.
But if you want to follow us on Twitter, you can at the Blitz_sports, Facebook at the Blitz Sports Radio, and be sure to give us a watch on YouTube and Twitch at WZZNTV. And you can follow me on Twitter at BLowry2016, Captain Cool at CPTCool420, Smokey Mike Huncho at Rose Scholar.
Let's go.
And we got some good esports news and some good video game news today. Warzone 2 and Modern Warfare 2's beta is coming out this week. The first beta weekend will start, as well as some words from the Mortal Kombat creators. That's all coming up here on the Bandi Man Show.
The Bandi Man Show.
I am not clicking the button until I get proper.
All right, ready? 3,
I was
2,
hoping you would just let it rock.
1, the E play-by-play. Jinx.
Time to catch up on esports with E Play-by-Play with the Bandi Man.
All right, but first...
You're making him giggle over here. Come on, he's got to get serious.
All right.
My job is to crack you two up like anything, which
I appreciate it.
With you guys over at Landers McClarty last Friday, Steve Kerr really got into it.
He had it down, all right? A little much at times, and it was extremely loud on our end. I don't know if you got your ears blasted, but geez. Golly.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it felt.
It's a great episode. You guys can go listen to it on our Facebook at the Blitz Sports Radio. But Bandi, take it away.
You know what? We got to start off with a pretty sad topic today.
Oh, jeez.
Well, not really sad, but DNF Duel's in trouble.
Okay.
Fighting game, and something really does need to change about it fast. Because the game's not even 3 months out from release, and the game has some pretty glaring issues when it comes to balance, player count, and just feedback from the developers in general. It just seems like they don't really want to interact with their community. Like right now on Steam, the player count for DNF Duel, not even 3 months old. 94 players are playing right now.
Some low numbers right there.
24-hour peak was 137. That is around the same numbers as the re-release of Persona 4 Arena Ultimax before it got its rollback update. Those numbers have substantially climbed now that the rollback's out. But this isn't a situation that really is going to be just like a Band-Aid fix, because they need communication from the developers on all the glaring issues in the game. There are still infinites. There are still buggy moves. In fact, one of the characters who, if y'all aren't familiar with DNF Duel, all the characters are based on kind of like a class in a way. So kind of like you'd see in like a Dungeons and Dragons kind of thing.
Okay.
So you have like Launcher, Hitman, and then the infamous character Grappler. Now, Grappler has had an infinite since the game has come out, and 2 balance patches have been released that have not fixed it, but there have been attempts to. In a way, they've actually just made it harder. But I urge y'all, if you are a part of the fighting game community, give DNF Duel a shot. It's a bit pricey. It's still $50. So I maybe wait for it to go on sale, but when it does, get that player count up, because it is a really good game, and it's a very good, and it's going to be a very good introduction into simplified controls.
Yeah.
Where you don't have motion inputs, you just hit a button to do a special move, because that's how Riot's fighting game, the Project L League of Legends fighter, is going to play. Except I think it's going to be a lot smoother because it's made by some very experienced developers. With a lot of money behind them. They got that Riot League of Legends money.
Plus, we got well-known characters in that, where I don't know who is in DNF Duel. Also, it's not on Xbox.
It is true.
Also, Steam sales are coming up, so keep an eye on it, because you could probably snag this thing for like half off.
Actually, yeah. I would hope they would make it more, though. If it's maybe like 60% off, Maybe selling it for like $20.
I think $20 is a solid price to sell it at.
Yeah, I would probably pick it up for $20.
Yeah, a game where you might not even be able to find any players. So yeah,
because the netcode is very good. It's got that rollback netcode. It's got that good. It's got the good netcode. It's got the good netcode. But again, it's just balance issues and just no communication from the developers on when balance updates are coming, because there hasn't been one in a while either. They got one about a month and a half ago, and then the game hasn't been touched with no feedback. So you can see why they're mad.
It's tragic. I like the character art too. I really like that. So I like the vibe of it, and I might give it a try if I could. It's not on Xbox. Dang it!
If I had one. But Ed Boon, the creator of Mortal Kombat, Toasty. He put up a poll on Twitter to see what do you want to see from NetherRealm Studios next for their next upcoming project.
DC.
Yep, the choices were Injustice 3, a Marvel game, Marvel vs. DC, or the next Mortal Kombat. Which
option 3?
Yes, I picked option 3 because
Option
Marvel
3.
vs. DC.
Yes.
Ooh.
That'd be awesome. Option 3.
They got another shot at Mortal Kombat versus DC or something, or even then.
I actually did dig the MK versus DC Universe game that they had back, even though they called Shazam Captain Marvel back in that, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah. When did they change his name into Shazam?
I think when Marvel decided to do something with Captain Marvel for the movies.
Wait, didn't they have that character like in their backlog anyway for like decades?
I believe so.
Yeah. And we just didn't do anything with her until now.
No.
Well, wasn't it a guy too before?
No, it was always Carol Danvers.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I thought it Captain Marvel. I guess I was mixing it up with Shazam then.
Yeah, but Captain Marvel was, or what was it? It was either Captain Marvel or Mr. Marvel. Either or.
I believe it was Mr. Marvel.
It was Captain Marvel.
I'm going to say Mr. Marvel. Look it up, Smokey. Continue on, Bandi.
Look up that character select.
I want Marvel versus DC as well.
Yep. Marvel DC was the most popular one at 41% of the vote. Coming in was the next Mortal Kombat at 27%. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Mortal Kombat 11, we just kind of need to just kind of shove it away in the corner. We don't talk about it. Injustice 3 was the third option, and then a Marvel game was the last one at only 11% of the vote.
That didn't surprise me too much with the way these Marvel games, Avengers and Guardians, have been received right now.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm surprised though that a Marvel game didn't beat out Injustice. I get that there's a fan base behind it. There's a loyal fan base, but for me, when I played that game, dude, I just could not play it. I sucked so bad. By the way, speaking of sucking at video games,
the MK engine.
It's the MK engine.
I don't know. Maybe it's because I played on the PlayStation Vita. I don't know.
Yeah,
probably.
I think that's your issue.
But it ruined it. It put a bad taste in my mouth. But I started. Okay, I don't want to get off topic too much. Okay, do you have any stories about Apex, real quick? That's what I want to ask you.
Do I have any stories about Apex? I do not have any lined up.
I tried to play Apex this weekend for the first time in forever. Holy crap, is that game hard. I thought you were just like saying, you hopped on Apex the last week and you said the entry level is pretty difficult. It is impossible. And I don't know if it's because I play with two guys who are level 450, but probably. But holy crap, the time to kill is just so unbalanced. You can't find anything anywhere on the map. You can't find a helmet. I just wanted a simple helmet. I couldn't. Can't find backpacks. You get a bunch of level 1 backpacks. That's about all you get. It stinks right now.
I mean, the skill floor has been risen.
Yes.
Has been risen since the last.
I used to go off in that game, dude. I loved it.
You sound so sad.
How the mighty have fallen. Dude, I loved that game. It was the first Battle Royale game I really got into. Bandi, continue on.
You're just like, by the way,
I was just saying that.
It was Captain Marvel that they named him on MK versus DC.
Oh, okay.
I knew it.
Knew it.
But this weekend, the worldwide reveal, well, actually in 3 days. So, yeah, this Thursday, COD Next is going to be happening. And that's going to be the worldwide reveal of Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer, Warzone 2, and Warzone Mobile. And what's happening this weekend is if you are on PlayStation, which this is really ironic since they were just complaining about Call of Duty exclusivity not 3 days ago. if you have PlayStation and you pre-ordered it, you're going to get first access to the beta.
There you go.
You get access from September 16th to the 17th. And then if you have all PlayStation access is going to be 18th through the 20th. So yeah, y'all get the open beta first.
Yeah, guys. So quit being so down on yourselves. Jeez.
I don't care. I don't have it. I don't. Yeah, no. That still doesn't entice me to buy PS4.
No. But for Xbox users and PC, you'll get access to the beta if you pre-ordered on September 22nd through the 23rd. And then the beta will be open for everybody from the September 24th through the 26th. You know, I've kind of never understood it. If you have these, you call it an open beta.
Okay.
But you have to pre-order the game to have early access. And then, not only that, you're locking half the fan base away from half the beta.
We won't.
So, how's that exclusivity tweet looking now, CEO of PlayStation? Pretty ironic.
Looking a little salty either way.
And you know what? It's not over for PlayStation.
Bandi sounded salty.
I am a little bit.
I would be too if a guy's complaining about all this stuff, but Microsoft's still letting him get a chance. You know what? Phil Spencer could be like, I think not actually. You don't get any play. You don't get any Call of Duty.
Oh, you're telling me the entire system that made its name off of exclusives is complaining about exclusivity?
Jeez. Nothing.
Crash Bandicoot.
Nothing.
Uncharted. God of War.
You know, I need to play some Crash Bandicoot off of Game Pass. Or no, wait, that's Banjo-Kazooie. My bad.
Yeah, that's Banjo-Kazooie.
I get mixed up with them too.
Still a classic. Definitely play it.
Yeah, rare. Good job.
But guess what? Sony's facing a $5.9 billion class action lawsuit.
Yo, that's a lot of billions. It's a lot.
They are facing a lawsuit in London that could seek up to $5.9 billion in damages over allegations of overcharging customers for video games and in-game purchases. At the heart of the lawsuit are claims that Sony's role as a major player in the $200 billion global gaming market allowed the company to administer unfair conditions to developers. As a result, developers allegedly provided customers with excessive and unfair pricing. This actually came with a screenshot that had the price of what Call of Duty Ghosts is on PlayStation 4.
Okay.
Compared to the Xbox Marketplace. Okay. It was $60 on Xbox, $60 on Steam. Nothing crazy. Although, actually, yeah, it's pretty old. It shouldn't be $60. But that's neither here nor there. They were selling Ghosts on PlayStation for $104.
What?
The base version. Without the DLC.
What? How does that make any sense? Why?
Because they were only making it so that you could only buy the digital codes from the PlayStation Market. They were making it exclusive. And not only that, they took more of a cut than these other developers and companies did.
Wow.
I'm talking about like Microsoft and Nintendo, who typically, I believe they take around 15% of their revenue, so they keep it around the market, so they keep it around market price. Sony was taking 30%.
Jeez.
Which in turn made these developers overprice their product on PlayStation only.
PlayStation's having a rumbly road right now.
So this lawsuit was filed at London's Competition Appeal Tribunal. It is pending approval by judges as an opt-out collective action, and the class action suit could include 8.9 million customers. Million.
That's insane.
Now, customers eligible for compensation are those in the UK who have purchased digital games and content on their PlayStation console through its online store since August of 2016. But after this, I don't even know if Sony will even take this seriously. Do you know why? They just closed its $3.6 billion deal with Bungie. You know, the old developer of Halo?
Oh, I know.
And Destiny 1 and 2?
Yeah.
Which just got recent DLC and I would not be surprised if we see a Destiny 3 in the near-ish future.
Yeah.
I would say like next 4 years we could see a Destiny 3 announcement.
That's if Sony's still in business, because if they keep going down this path, I'm going to be honest, it might be a rocky road that Xbox might just prevail on. And that, it makes me happy in a way because I want to see Xbox, finally overthrow them yet again. But at the same time, I don't want PlayStation to just completely get destroyed by themselves, because challenge, competition, it is what makes these game consoles grow. And you know what? At least we'll have Nintendo, but that's a totally different market that they're covering. Whereas, whenever you get a console, it's going to be, those main consoles, PlayStation or Xbox, those in-home consoles.
And now, I will say, Sony, if you, for whatever reason you hear this,
they're not gonna.
Please don't do anything to Persona. You are releasing it on multiple platforms. Keep doing that. Don't take what's happening here and keep your exclusive. Keep releasing them out.
The exclusive.
Yeah, because they did do that with God of War. Because I do have God of War on PC and I love it.
It's not on Xbox.
It's not on Xbox.
It's whatever.
No, but it will be soon.
Once we take over the world. No, I'm joking. We're not gonna do that. Continue on, Bandi.
Let's see. I'm trying to think what other exclusives. Oh yeah, Marvel Spider-Man that just came to PC.
Marvel Spider-Man, Horizon.
And that the modding community has absolutely destroyed.
They've had a lot of fun with it. A lot of fun.
I just need to talk about one of these mods that I saw on Twitter. Someone was slinging around New York as Uncle Ben's gravestone.
That is hilarious, actually. I thought it was going to be like somebody in a wheelchair or something, which would be, kind of funny, but also very dark humor. But that's even more dark, and it's very, very, very unrealistic, but it's still funny.
I've also seen the Sora mod from Kingdom Hearts and all the tweets saying, like, man, these Kingdom Hearts 4 bosses are going to be insane.
Oh. I got something for the play-by-play.
Okay. Ooh. I do as well.
Did y'all happen to take advantage of the free play weekend?
I did not.
For what games?
What games?
Yeah.
It was a free play weekend for Madden.
No, I wasn't going to download that.
I wasn't going to download Madden.
Oh, I went and downloaded and played for a little bit.
Could you have done it with cloud gaming? Because then I would have done it.
Yeah.
Dang.
Let's see. There was also, hold on.
Should have done it.
Madden, Conan was another one that you could get free play. Let's see, who else? There was two others.
I mean, if I wanted to free play Madden, I'd just go back and play one of the EA Play games that they're releasing for free on Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
Like Madden 19.
Oh wait, I completely forgot. New game announcements from a franchise we already talked about before.
What?
All the Assassin's Creed games coming out.
Oh yeah.
Smokey, did you see that?
I did not see that.
Oh my goodness, you are gonna love this.
I need to play Black Flag.
Black Flag is really good. You should definitely do that. If you're gonna play one game, that's definitely the one to do it.
I did I got up to 3, and then just 3 didn't rub me the right way, and I'm a major history guy too.
Yeah.
So I enjoy American Revolution, Civil War stuff, especially. It was like the one thing that always interested me throughout going through school was doing that particular type of history.
Oh yeah.
But after 3, that just completely lost me, and then I was about ready to get back in with Black Flag, but I just didn't have the time. And once I didn't play Black Flag, I just hadn't played any Assassin's Creed since.
Yeah,
understandable. I'm kind of with you the same way. Like I stopped playing after Assassin's Creed 2. I mean, I just never really had a chance to pick up the other ones, but they announced a lot of stuff this weekend about what's going to be the future of the Assassin's Creed franchise.
Okay.
We have the last DLC coming for Valhalla. That looks like toward the end of the year.
Okay.
And then the new game, Assassin's Creed Mirage, set in Baghdad, that's going to follow one of the characters from Valhalla. I keep forgetting his name.
I don't know.
But it's going to be set a couple years after Valhalla.
Okay.
And then another game coming, it's called Codename Red right now. That's going to be set in feudal Japan.
Of course it's Codename Red. Jeez.
And apparently it's going to be an open world RPG.
Nice. That's interesting. When are they going to come out with a World War II game for Assassin's Creed? That would be awesome.
That would be kind of cool.
That's what I want. I want that. That's the one thing that'll get me into Assassin's Creed for good. Because I played some of the other ones. Not really too big of a fan, though.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I got that mixed up. So Codename Jade's going to be like another regular Assassin's Creed game set in Japan. Codename Jade is going to be the open world RPG, but it's going to be a mobile game.
Oh.
But it's going to look like it's going to follow like the same kind of play style as the usual series. Like you get to move around, like play like normal Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, but it's still mobile, so they're going to add a lot of gimmicks to it.
Then a Netflix partnership for a show.
Okay.
But this one is what intrigues me the most. It's called Codename Hex, and it looks like it's going to be set during the witch trials.
Okay. I can vibe with that.
So this might deal with some like voodoo, witch magic, like Salem kind of stuff.
Some Vampire Diaries stuff.
Vampire.
I watched this.
It's some hocus pocus. That's what it
It's
is.
a hocus
That just made me want to end the segment right there.
Well, we kind of do need to end.
Just Vampire Diaries?
Real quick, before we do end this segment, lead of Halo, Bonnie Ross, has left 343 Industries due to health reasons.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, personal stuff. So that sucks. But you know what? Halo might have a resurgence, or they might just crumble to the ground and die, because I hope that doesn't happen, because I've been playing a lot of it lately.
Well, let's hope they come out with a new battle pass to save it.
Give
You're
it another.
listening to the afternoon Blitz.
The Blitz has been called.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time, or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve, and we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs: residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single-ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing, we have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates, residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
This hour of the Blitz is brought to you by Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Online at FlemingHSV.com.
With us today, Dr. Tracy Lowry of Best Vein Care of Huntsville.
When we evaluate a patient and they indeed have significant venous disease, most third-party payers, private insurance, Medicare, require us to treat every patient conservatively at least 90 days. Conservative treatment includes increasing ambulation, elevation of the legs, and the wearing of compression stockings. It's very common for folks to come see us in March or April wanting to have their veins fixed before they go into swimsuits starting in June. When we see someone in March or April, they're going to require at least 90 days of conservative treatment before we can even go to the insurance carrier to get permission to treat their veins. So if you think you have a venous problem, now is the time to come in and get a free screening so we can determine whether or not you need something evaluated. If you have a vein problem or you think you may have a vein problem, now's the time to contact us at bestveincarehuntsville.com.
Great food and the best live entertainment is what it's all about at the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill. Head to downtown Huntsville every Tuesday for karaoke on the only outdoor karaoke stage in North Alabama. Thursday night is the Valley's longest running and biggest bike night. Food and drink specials, giveaways, and live music on the patio. And the Furniture Factory menu is fully loaded with options from steaks to salads, plus a whole lot more. Featuring a weekday happy hour that starts at 3, 619 Meridian Street, downtown Huntsville, and online at FurnitureFactoryBarGrill.com.
The Blitz has been called.
Listen to the wind blow, watch the sun rise.
If you're a celebrity, we're on the Avengers, you ain't welcome. You ain't Rise up, baby. Rise, Anthony Mackie. Show your face if you're going to rep the Saints in Atlanta. We don't want you. Rise up, baby. Let's go. Rise up,
You're disappointing your father. He raised you to be better than this.
Oh.
Be a better man.
Hey.
Be the best man that you can be.
Rise up, baby.
Be a better man.
Rise up.
You're disrespecting your father.
If I rise up,
Your father's sad.
You disrespecting
He's
Atlanta.
crying in his grave.
When you're in the
Right
A,
now, your
you
father's
represent
sad.
the A.
Sir, I'm sorry that your sperm turned out to be
He's
this.
sorry he's an Aints fan. Rise up, baby. We don't want you. You ain't welcome.
Welcome back into the final segment of the afternoon. Smokey alongside Captain Cool and the Bandi Man taking you up to the top of the hour. But I figured we bring a little ATL flavor into. Chad, would you be so kind to hit that button right over there? Thank you.
What game was that from?
That was.
It was this week. It's relevant.
Did you not?
I never heard that clip.
This was from yesterday.
I didn't hear that clip.
Hold on. Let me do it. Nope, wrong one. There we go.
Be a better man.
Hey,
Be a better man.
Hey, rise up, baby.
Be a better man.
Rise up.
Disrespect.
Oh, I heard the clip. Yeah, I heard it earlier.
Your father's saying.
You
Father's
disrespect
sad.
Atlanta. When you're in the A, you represent the A.
It's one thing you can say about Atlanta Falcons fans. They're passionate about their team.
Any Atlanta person is like, if you go into Atlanta and you're representing somebody else, they're like, well, F you, man.
Well, hey, I respect that guy for not cussing at all right?
Yeah.
He just said he's a Saints fan. That's all.
That's Captain America to you right there.
What?
That was Anthony Mackie.
Oh. Oh, I didn't know
was
that.
the one who said that that the Atlanta fan was a disappointment. To
Oh, I didn't know that. That's pretty funny then. I thought it was just two random guys on the street or something.
No, it was a Falcons fan inside Mercedes-Benz and ran into Anthony Mackie wearing a Saints jersey and then calls out Anthony Mackie for wearing the Saints jersey, and then all of a sudden he's a disappointment to his father.
Oh, he's laying in the grave right now. He's upset.
While dude was just having a big smile on his face, just getting torn.
Rise up. You're a disappointment to your father.
The New World Order is about ready to happen. Anyway, final segment means...
Ladies and gentlemen, the DF3.
Well, Bryce Young exactly was not a good option, which I said was not a good option. I said he was too much, and that Hendon Hooker would be the better option, which he was. Jahmyr Gibbs, though, was not exactly a great option. Jace McClellan with that big 70-plus yard run for a touchdown got the points for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Just wasn't too good right there.
No.
But NFL-wise, because it's Monday Night Football,
Is there?
we've got Dolphins. No.
Dolphins?
I don't know how the hell I got
They already
Dolphins.
done their winning, all right?
I saw light blue. I saw. I
Figure it out,
I
all right?
don't know. I don't know.
This is your segment.
It's a bird. Wait, dolphin's not a bird. It's a mammal. No, all right, I'm thinking mammal.
Don't dig this hole any either, all right? It's the Seahawks against the Broncos, all right? We got Russell Wilson going up against the old resurgence, Geno Smith and the Seahawks.
Geno Smith. I say play Geno Smith just because he's the only Seahawk that I'm putting in the lineup.
Oh, jeez.
It is so bad.
You got Geno over Russell Wilson?
No! Russell Wilson is my multiplier.
Why don't you put DK Metcalf?
Oh, I don't have DK Metcalf. I can't get him in the money.
Oh, he's too much high.
Like,
Makes sense.
Because I got Russ, and then I'm following it up with Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy as give me some double points right there. I think Judy's going to have a hell of a resurgence on the season.
Let's go.
And so I think he is going to be a big DFS play coming up in the future. But anyway, that is it for a maniacal Monday or Madhouse Monday or however the hell what type of Monday it
A
is.
McDonald's Monday here in no man's land.
Well, we got to have McDonald's pay us for it to be a McDonald's
Yeah.
Monday.
Sorry. Cut that.
Their ice cream machine's going to probably be broken if I try and go get some right now. Anyway. But we'll be back in 22 hours. You have been listening to the Afternoon Blitz.
This is Wes Neighbors with Philip with Eagle Insulation, and we have an announcement to make.
Yes, Wes, we are now Eagle Masonry and Insulation. Still a place to call for your